1047 Games has fulfilled their promise to preserve the original Splitgate through peer-to-peer support, and there's more to this. Not only is 1047 handing a huge moral victory to the Stop Killing Games movement in this move, but they're also obviously fulfilling a loyalty kind of thing to 1047 and Splitgate fans. So here's what's going to happen. You can find this whole breakdown on splitgate.com or Splitgate socials. But starting on August 29th, the original Splitgate will be migrated to peer-to-peer servers. There will be no more dedicated servers, and we're going to explain how that's going to work. But there's also a bunch of unreleased content coming to the original Splitgate. The cosmetics have been released, will be released on August 29th to everybody for free. You're just going to get them all. And there's 13 block out work in progress maps that weren't released in the first Splitgate that are now just giving to everybody. Some of these eventually became Splitgate 2 maps, and there's also a totally finished takedown map, which is really cool. So let's go over how this is going to work, what's being preserved, what's not preserved. But this is just, it's good all around. If you're a legacy Splitgate fan, the game is not going to be lost to history. So how is this going to work? If you want to play the original Splitgate as of August 29th, you can play it right now, and there's actually a big last hurrah community event on August 24th. But after August 29th, this is how it's going to work. It's not going to be dedicated matchmaking and you know, servers and so on. So a player will host a match and act as a server. If you're an old school gamer like me, you know exactly how this works. But other players can view the game in the server browser and join from there. If the host has saved custom maps, then those maps will be playable for the lobby. By the way, the map editor in Splitgate 1 is also being preserved. You can just use Splitgate 2's map editor right now, which is honestly probably better. But anyway, it is being preserved. That's cool. And again, if you're old like me, you remember there was a time when this was the only way to join games was a server browser. So anyway, you'll be able to play Splitgate eternally. It's not going away. The original game, you'll always be able to revisit it, which is great. And then this is important, why we're doing this. I've covered this previously on the channel, but 1047 is looking to save money instead of paying to have those dedicated servers to, you know, preserve the original Splitgate's matchmaking for so few people, especially now that the sequel's out. They're shutting those servers down and using that money that they would save annually, obviously, to invest in Splitgate 2, keep more people working on the game, creating content, bettering Splitgate 2, rather than paying for something that really isn't being enjoyed or played by very many people, but they are preserving it forever here with this peer-to-peer move. There's also a few caveats to this, which are answered in the frequently asked questions down here. So everything described in this video, what's being preserved and how the original Splitgate is being sunset / move forward, it is for all platforms, including Xbox and PlayStation, PC, obviously, but there's some other stuff as well. This one is pretty important. Will anti-cheat still be enabled? No, anti-cheat will not be enabled in peer-to-peer matches. Some people might not like this, but again, there were so few people. I mean, what's the point of cheating in a private custom game lobby, right? I'm sure there's somebody somewhere who wants to do it, but it's not like you're gaining anything by playing Legacy Splitgate in private matches and using cheats. So some people might not like that, but again, a necessity. 1047 probably isn't going to pay for anti-cheat for a product that's only available through peer-to-peer hosting and being played by so few people. But again, this is about preservation, not about attracting players back to the original Splitgate indefinitely. And if you're somebody who wants to know what the Stop Killing Games movement is, I've thought about covering it on this channel before. It's a pretty prominent movement with at least 1 million people who've signed the petition, more than that at this point, to try to create legislation, specifically in Europe, to preserve video games that have been sold or offered to consumers. This is a very in-depth topic. I recommend that everybody look into it and educate themselves. But if you go to stopkillinggames.com, you'll learn more about the movement, what they seek to do. I will say that there's no specific legislation yet, which me personally, as a former elected official, that's very important. I want to see exactly how this is being proposed. What are the details? But Splitgate right now, what you're seeing right now with Splitgate in 1047, the original Splitgate, is an example of something that, in my interpretation, the Stop Killing Games movement would seek, right? Splitgate was a game. It was free to play, but obviously they charged people for optional cosmetic purchases, battle passes, so on and so forth. Instead of consumers just losing access to the stuff that they purchased, it's all preserved. Nobody lost anything. It's all there forever because they migrated the game to peer-to-peer hosting and they gave all the cosmetics to the community for free. So not only do you still have the ones that you bought, you also have a bunch that you didn't buy or didn't earn, right? So nothing was lost on behalf of the gamer or the consumer. Even though you stopped playing it, the game no longer has official servers. This is an example of what Stop Killing Games would seek, but bear in mind, Stop Killing Games is seeking actual legislation, which would make this law, and the actual details of said law are very important. I could talk all day about this, but if you're interested in Stop Killing Games, check out stopkillinggames.com. There's a ton of discussion around this, and feel free to share your thoughts on Stop Killing Games as a whole in the comments, and on what 1047 and Splitgate is doing and how they interact, how those goals align. That's it for this video, guys. If you want more Splitgate content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come watch me on Twitch, twitch.tv/MayorReynolds. Follow me on all my socials, TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. If you're a boomer like me, I'm everywhere. And also, you know, we're covering lots of other games on this channel. Just put out a Battlefield video, a Halo video. I always have. I'm an FPS fan. I've been a gamer since I was 4 years old. I'm 38 now, so got a lot of stuff that I like to cover. So if you like the video, subscribe for more of them. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. We'll see you in the next video. Mayor Reynolds out. This video is sponsored by G Fuel Energy, a sugar-free energy drink available in both powdered and canned form, and you can get 20% off using code MAYOR at discount. That's just MAYOR, M-A-Y-O-R. Right in checkout, it's going to get you 20% off. There's a ton of good flavors, including this new Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty flavor. If you need a competitive edge, guys, something to keep you up on those late nights, or just get you hyped for whatever the latest release is, look no further than G Fuel Energy and use code MAYOR to get a discount on your order and support my content and channel at the same time.